Hi, I'm editor Bob Garrison with another video related to prepared foods' 6 power trends. Today we're looking more closely at the trend and technologies surrounding natural and organic. Joining me is Luann Williams, co-founder and Global Insights Director at Innova Market Insights, a global firm with expertise in consumer insights, new product tracking, and trends. Welcome, Luann.
Hey, Bob. Thanks.
Today we want to focus on Innova's exclusive information as well as your insight. And when it comes to data, what do new products and consumer surveys tell you about the realms of natural and organic?
Okay, so Clean Label has been our friend since about 2006. Every year, I think we
Wow.
think it will hit a plateau because of it would just hit a plateau, right?
Yeah.
Cost and all kinds of things. But about a quarter of consumers, and we say North America because we looked at US and Canada, associate Clean Label with something additive free, whatever, free from additives.
Mhm.
Another 21% say it's because it's due to like organic falls under that. 19% say GMO, 16% say it's environmentally friendly. So again, it's what we saw. It just laddered up, and we have this big umbrella that clean eating can mean a lot of things. A lot of people also free from falls under this. Health is still the number one Clean Label target. People just think it's healthier, which kind of makes sense. About a quarter of consumers say that natural ingredients are the most important health aspect, and that is number two, only to freshness. So fresh
Wow.
also seems more natural, right? So this whole fresh and natural still, again, we see this across. You can ask the question 10 different ways. Local comes out really high, fresh comes out really high, Clean Label comes out really high. Still huge interest in that, right? 54% of Americans said they care more about sourcing this year than they did last year. I think also, again, it was a masterclass on health, but it was also a masterclass. Consumers had to go back to canned soup and all these brands that they hadn't, tried in such a long time.
Yeah.
So I think they've thought about a lot more things. So I think in this case, transparency doesn't mean it only has to be Clean Label, right? Now go slightly off topic for a second. Alkaline water really bugs the crap out of me. And I think about Gwyneth Paltrow saying, every day I have a glass of, alkaline water with a slice of lemon in it. And I'm like, did you not do 8th grade chemistry class? Like, to know why that doesn't work? And what do you think happens when that hits your stomach anyway, right? But then I wonder if the food industry has started talking about alkaline water, would everybody just have said, oh, that's terrible because they don't trust it? Like, I do wonder what would have happened, because alkaline is one of those words. Also, if you look at the data on who really cares about GMO free, it is bottom left quadrant. Do not understand, do not care. But still, it's out there, right, for that small group of people who think it matters. So a third of consumers also say they pay more for Clean Label. So, and then this is interesting, 12% of new food and product launches that we tracked in North America were organic. And that's Europe is at 16% and the US at 12%. That's quite high. But the claims are kind of dropping a bit. And again, you're going to hit a plateau at some point, because you're going to hit all kinds of, is there enough land that's certified and so on. But still, I think that's quite high. So it just tells me people think it's better for them. And especially women with kids think it's better for their kids. So that's my data points.
So looking more broadly just across this coming year, how do you, any thoughts about what you see happening in this space, and what would be your advice to food and beverage formulators?
I think, again, this is one more transition year. I will say, at the food ingredients exhibition that was in December, I didn't hear anybody talking about supply chain issues. I didn't hear anybody talk about inflation. In 2021, we did hear. So I think people have kind of either solved a lot of their issues or just see the end, or people have been talking about it a lot more, I think. But we think the cost of living crisis is just going to make this a very difficult space going forward. I will have to say, grocery shopping in the US, grocery shopping in Europe, the prices are bonkers here, and they're extra bonkers in the US. Like, I think about Kerrygold butter. I always thought it's always $2.50 a pack, and it's almost $5 in US grocery stores. And I think I even saw it from more, you see extreme screenshots from New York City and so on. But about 40% of consumers have already said they're moving away from sustainable products due to price increases. That's an issue now. Look at the price of eggs. It's just, so I don't know that this year is going to be a year to think about, but I think thinking past that, which I think the industry is, if it's any indication, what we saw at the Food Ingredients Show in Paris is that people are just looking ahead. Plant-based was still absolutely huge.
Mm-hmm.
Clean label's still big. So this is a trend. It's not really a trend anymore. I think it's just
Right.
it's there forever, right? And the cleaner you can make it, the better you can make it. Plant-based, it's going to have to be cleaner and so on. So if you have some business in this space, it's going to continue. It might change categories. It might
Mm-hmm.
change, where you apply it or whatever, but it's still going to be there. Maybe you can reduce costs by taking out some of the additives. If you can find a different way to process it,
Yeah.
I don't know, different way of making it or something, that could be an opportunity here that you save money and you have a cleaner label claim. Consumers are definitely suffering from label overload. So this is also a space where they're
Interesting.
suffering
Yeah,
from label
right.
overload. And no additives, preservatives, not a differentiator anymore. It's just a fact. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's almost a back of pack claim now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's the top of the list when you ask consumers what health labels or claims are you aware of. No artificial ingredients is right there at the top. Then organic, then non-GMO, and then no additives or additives free. That's kind of almost the throwaway claim now. And people say they'll pay more for it. They just see it as a healthier thing. And 40% of all products that were launched in the U.S. have a clean label claim, and that can be organic, ethical, GMO free, no additives,
Wow.
preservatives,
Yeah.
natural. It's a lot. So we thought it would probably cap out at about 25%, but I think there's always a new way to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, consumers value it. I don't see it ever going away. It's a rule, not a trend.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That's
You're welcome.
a great insight. We appreciate your time.
Sure.